Hello AOS fans, Robin here again, ahead of a Dark Souls playthrough. We've done the unboxing, which hopefully you've seen. This is our first playthrough. We are taking a bit of a risk because we're trying to record our first playthrough, so we'll see how that goes for you. Hopefully it'll be good. So enjoy that. Sit back, relax. Hopefully we'll explain how the game works. You'll see how the mechanics go, enjoy.
And we have a few guest players tonight as well. We can welcome back our friend Not Stew.
Hello.
And we've also got another guy over here who's also Not Stew.
Hello.
Okay, so we're going to start the playthrough by, I guess, moving into the first room. Okay, so here is the first encounter card, which tells me that I need on the primary node, which is the one sword node here, is a hollow crossbowman, and then the other one, I think, are they hollow knights?
2 hollow warriors, yeah.
And there are on this card nothing on
There's a barrel, is there?
on the whatever that's called. I should know.
There's a barrel on the other
And there's a barrel on the other one. On this terrain node there is nothing, and on this terrain node there is a barrel.
I will
So-
stand there then, I guess.
So you're the knight, and the knight's moved there. So I guess we just go clockwise. I'm the herald, so I shall just put myself on this one here. Round to Not Stew. You're the assassin.
So I go there.
Okay. And then Robin, where do you want to place your warrior?
I'll go right here and take these two
With
out.
the knight. So now we've set the room up, we've set our players up. Now the mobs are the first to activate in this room, and this is where the mob AI comes into effect.
On this card here.
So the hollow soldiers need to move first because they have the higher threat level, and they have a threat level of 5 versus the crossbow hollows level of 2. So these guys need to go first, and the first thing they're going to do is they need to move towards the closest enemy, which is these guys here. And now there's 3 on that node, which is the maximum. Any more that move onto that node will then push somebody off of it. So then the next thing he's going to do, I guess, is stab one of us.
So I think that is his plan.
I think he just wants a hunt. So the damage that this guy does is determined by the number in this icon here. So we know it's physical damage by the symbol, and we know that he does 4 damage. But Ben's character has a shield, which has a black dice 1 on it. So he rolls 1 black dice. And 1 blue dice for his armour, and he subtracts the sum of those 2 from that 4. So Ben rolls 4. Woo! So ching! 4 minus 4 is 0.
When this one activates, he will move here, which will push another one of us back.
So and again, this guy does 4 damage. Ben then rolls a black dice for his shield and a blue dice for his armour, and subtracts that. 2. So he now takes 2 damage, and you can see on his chart down here, he's added 2 little red blocks in on this line here, and we'll come on to that later on as it becomes more and more full with red blocks. And that's basically how close to dead you are.
Okay, so now we activate the crossbow hollow, and his thing is to move
He
1.
retreats back 1.
He retreats back 1.
So there's a symbol there. You can see that there's a forward, left, right, and a back, and there's a 1 in the back. So he retreats.
He retreats from the person with aggro.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
because
we
there's a
run away
skull
from
there, so he always runs away from the person with aggro. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
Will he actually go that way? That's further.
Makes slightly more sense.
And then he'll shoot me as well.
He's going to shoot you. So he is
Just 1
a
black dice.
3. You need to roll over just 1 black dice.
Yeah, because that's the only resist I've
Okay.
got. I can't use my shield to block, so
1.
I'll take 2 more damage.
2 more damage. So that's already looking.
2 more red blocks on your
Mm,
chart.
That's right. So now it's my activation.
Your
then, I
activation,
believe.
yes.
You can go and club somebody over the head in revenge now.
So effectively, I could either strike with 1 blue dice for
No stamina.
no stamina, or I could use a black and a blue die,
They have
but
1
it would
more.
be 4 stamina.
Yeah.
My activation, I would get 2 back, but I haven't spent any.
Oh, sorry. Yes, that's right.
So it basically takes blocks off.
Yeah.
So I'll just swing with my sword. So I've got 1 blue
1 blue.
token, so
Robin rolls a 1.
which bounces off of.
And
well,
sadly, his armour is 1, so
Right.
he
Resists it.
reduces that to 0. You can move now, can't you? Because you can
I
attack
could
and
move,
or
actually,
move and
yeah.
attack. So
So it might be sensible to sort of back away slightly, at least.
Yep.
Sort of put, hopefully, so you guys can then rush in. So the enemies then activate again.
Yep.
leave us alone.
Okay, so the enemies activate again. So the hollow soldier, they go first.
Yeah.
So they will move towards, but the aggro token moves now, doesn't it?
Didn't move at the beginning of the
Oh no,
next
it doesn't. No, it
activation,
doesn't. Yes, it's next activation. I'm afraid they're going to move towards you.
Yep.
And again, he does 4 damage off the bat, and you then roll a blue and a black dice and subtract that off. High dice.
That's not too bad. 2 more.
2 more damage.
Looks quite bad to me.
It looks fairly bad. That's 6 damage you've taken so far.
Fine.
And then the other guy does likewise. He shunts in.
Now I'm gonna. If we push me back,
You get shoved back.
yeah, I'll hide back here actually.
Which means that he can only now smack Robin in the face. So as Robin's the only one on this square now, he doesn't have to try and determine who's hit, so he just hits Robin. Robin has 2 black dice to defend and manages to reduce it by 2, so he takes 2 damage. So the crossbowman runs over to there.
And I've got 1 black dice, and he does 3 damage.
3 minus 2.
Wait.
Oh, this is painful. So you've taken 7 damage in a round.
That's alright.
Yeah. So now it's my turn to activate.
So, Pete, yeah.
So I've got a spear which has a range of 1, so I can attack people in the next node with that. So you can always move 1 node for no stamina, so I'm going to shove them over to there. So then I'm going to run another node and use up 1 stamina, which goes on the other end of this chart here to the wounds. And then I'm going to use my spear attack, because I don't have to be on the same node as him for my spear attack. I have a range of 1. And I'm going to attack him. But 50-50 chance of winning.
So
I lost.
1.
So I caused 1, he has an armour of 1, therefore 0.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So that's the end of my phase, and then the
Enemies activate again.
goobers activate again. So
So
the
these
hollow
guys
soldiers go first.
would
So they
actually-
each cause 4, so you've got 8 minus 2 black dice, is that?
Well, no, it's per attack. So
Oh yes, good point.
Yes,
Good
so
point.
the first attack,
First attack.
1.
Oh, so it's 3 damage again. And then the next one, Rob?
2
2 more.
2 more damage.
Yes.
you've got aggro.
Yeah, so I've got aggro, so the crossbowman.
Hits you for free. You can defend it with 1 dice.
Yes. No, I've got 2. Oh no, because
Because it's against
good point.
great magic damage, as it were. It's
Yes.
resist.
So this is magic damage, so I only get 1 black dice to defend to get this, so it's a standard damage of 3 minus 2.
Showing off there, aren't you?
So I only take 1. Hurrah.
He would have moved back, before doing the damage, because he would have retreated away from you because of the aggro. But
Yes, yeah, that makes sense. So his AI is to move away from the aggro holder, and I have the aggro. He moves a square back before he launches his
he's still
attack.
shot you anyway. He's got infinite range apparently.
So
So that moves.
So now
moves going
Stu
to me.
gets the
you get to kill something finally.
Right.
Go kill, Stu. Go
So
kill.
I'll have to move on to this one.
Do that. It
Which is going to
automatically
push
pushes
someone off, isn't it?
I would suggest pushing an enemy off
Yeah.
because it doesn't really make a difference.
So now to attack, you have possibly a couple of
Yeah, you don't do a
items
huge amount of
on there.
damage, which is the
No.
problem. You -1 from your roll, but you get
So
2 die.
You do get 2 dice,
Two
or you
black
can,
dice minus 1.
or you can roll. You can take 3
stamina.
stamina, and you can roll 3 dice. So if you spend 3 stamina,
Okay.
you can then up your weapon's damage to do 3 black dice minus 1.
Top.
So we get here.
Minus 1.
Oh,
So it's -1 because of the.
because your weapon,
And then
and minus
-1
1
because
because
they're
visible. So he
This
doesn't
is
die.
brutal. The mob's attack.
And now the mobs attack again.
So,
So they're going to attack you as
yeah,
well.
because I've got the aggro.
So
he
the
can't
first-
move anywhere.
No, we're
No,
going this
no,
guy
he
has to go
goes
first because
first,
he has the
yeah.
highest threat level. So the hollow
Okay.
soldier first attacks you. Okay, so dodging is something that the assassin particularly relies on. He doesn't really want to get smacked back because he doesn't have a lot of armour. So what Stu has to do is take the number of dice he has equal to all of his equipment that has a dodge value on it. He
Which
has
is the shield and the armour.
shield and the armour, so he has 2 green dice. He then has to expend a point of stamina, and he has to move to an adjacent node. You can move to whichever one of these you want, Stu.
Any of those 3.
Or any of these, up to you. You can dodge to there.
Yep.
And now you take the number of dice you have. You then roll them. Hey! If you add up the number of dodge symbols you get, and if it is equal to or greater than the dodge difficulty for that monster, you have dodged the attack. As the hollow soldier's value is 1, you have dodged that attack.
Okay.
So you have completely avoided all damage.
Hollow
the other
soldier,
hollow
presumably.
soldier then activates, and he's going to come after you as well.
Mhm.
So again, that hollow soldier moves onto your node and attacks you, and you can once again attempt to dodge using your 2 dice and expending another
yeah.
point of stamina.
Okay.
You're using up
You're
stamina.
you're burning up your stamina from the other end of the scale. So
Fine.
So that
One
now
or
works.
two.
You can
And
dodge
you
to any
can dodge.
adjacent node you
Can't
like.
go there because that's blocked.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Unfortunately, he's going to go this way.
Oh yeah, he dodges.
Yeah, he runs away.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, me too.
So again, so he's going to try and dodge. 2 more dice.
I was going to say,
Oh, just
luckily,
about
because
dodges
if
it.
it hits you, you'd have been almost dead.
Yes. So
So
again,
again,
you
you
pick
dodge
a
through.
node to dodge to.
I suppose if you can close down the crossbowman a bit, it's not.
He's running out of places to move to.
Oh,
So,
that's true, isn't he?
So that's the end of that.
so the monsters are all activated, and now the aggro token moves on to Robin, and now it's Robin's turn to activate.
So I'm going to use my 2 attack dice to do this.
Yeah, you don't want to risk using any stamina, do you?
So Robin's electing to just do his regular attack, 2 black dice.
Yay!
Hooray! 2 minus his arm of 1,
I am the Hollow Soldier Slayer.
and we finally killed a guy.
I believe.
So Robin doesn't get any souls for killing the mobs. You only get them for when you actually complete the room itself, and you get 2 souls per character.
Well, I'm definitely going to move that to here.
Bear in mind, you're not going to be aggro next, so they're not going to go for you.
No, but
crossbow will
they're
still
going to
shoot
move
you.
now. He will still shoot me, but he won't be able to get anybody then, will he? Because
No,
because
he's
he
going to
only
move one
moves
square.
and the nearest nobody's within
Mhm.
1. So
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah.
that's a good tactic. So it's the crossbow man can do.
Could kill
Could
you
three
if you can
damage,
really
could
mess
kill
up
me.
here.
But how many dice have you got to roll?
I
Two
will,
black.
I
Two
will
black?
roll 2. No, I only roll 1
One
black.
black.
So Robin's he's
Well,
gonna.
activate the other swords.
Okay,
Yes.
so which way? He's going to go nearest me.
So he needs to
towards me there.
activate, but he can't get to the same node as anybody else, so
He's got
he's
a range,
not
doesn't
going
he?
to do
No.
anything. And then we're on to the
crossbowman.
crossbow
Try
man.
and move away from you.
He's got to move away, so he has to move on to Stew's square,
Oh, yeah, I forgot I wasn't blocking them.
and then he shoots at the guy who has aggro.
If I roll a 0 now, guys, then it's game over, man.
Because it's 3 damage. Hey,
Hey,
2!
so I lose. That's just 1 damage, is it?
Yes. Now I gain the aggro token.
So Ben gets aggro. Nothing to change there.
Right, so I'm
And now he
gonna
gets to go and smash
move
face.
in-
So if you roll 2 or more on this, he's dead.
Hey!
Another one goes down. So that's both of those guys taken out. So Ben's going to use his flask, which you can use once per life, and that clears the board for him. So now he has no wounds, nothing going on there. And now the crossbow man is going to shoot at him.
So anyway, we'll see if we block it. Yeah. So I'd have taken 2 points.
So you take 2 damage instead. Now, quick question here. I have this thing called Perseverance, which when I use it, each character gains 2 stamina. That's from this end.
Yeah, it removes 2
Yes,
stamina. I think
okay,
games
but
is
it's not-
taking
it's
it
not
off.
that
No,
interesting.
that's
So it's not worth
Yeah.
using until we've all built up some black
Yeah,
ones.
we might work for stew.
Oh, yeah,
If we all look like stew.
Yeah.
yeah, because you rely a lot on dodging, and at the moment you're going to need to move back to attack. Oh no, you're fine because you're range 0. Aren't you?
Yeah, I'm range
Yeah.
0.
So the enemies have activated, so it now moves to
me.
the herald.
So it's my
You
turn.
lose your stamina. Well, not
You
that
gain 2 stamina
gain
back
2
at the
stamina
start.
back.
Oh right, yes. So I only have 1 stamina use, so I'm back to 0 on that side. And now I'm going to move 1 over to here,
And stab.
and I'm going to stab with my spear.
Worth using
But
a special
what-
attack.
Yes, I'm going to use 3 stamina up,
Oh.
and I'm going to up my spear's damage. Technically, I don't even need to roll this now. I
No,
don't
because it'll
think.
negate 1. So if you roll a 0, you
That's a
won't
good
die.
point. Yes, so this now does 1 black dice plus 1.
Plus 1, don't roll a
So,
0.
hooray!
So 1 plus 1 is 2.
I
Take
take
away
away
is
1.
that. So
Sneakily
oh,
snapped,
take away
snapped
1,
him.
sorry, yeah.
I am the hollow archer slain. So there,
So we've won
Is
the
the room
encounter.
done?
Okay.
and we each get 2
Let's
souls.
go for it. This is quick. So we add 2 souls per character to the soul cache.
So we get 8 souls for this little cache here.
And we now
encounter.
lose all these as well, don't we?
And this clears
Oh.
off.
Yeah.
Stamina as well?
Everything
Stamina,
resets.
everything resets.
Oh, you didn't need to use your flask then.
That's alright. Couldn't tell until we do it.
So now we have to move on
Okay.
to the next location.
So,
We would then move through the next.
So you don't
Door,
have to do
as it
any
were.
actually movements. There's no chances of any kind of random mobs
No,
turning
no,
up.
it's
You
not.
you move to the next
Yeah.
location.
So I'm not, because of the space issues. This would normally go here in a game, but I'm actually just going to put it straight on top.
It doesn't really make
We
much
come in.
difference
It
if you do or don't. I mean, it doesn't look quite thematic, but
The only
So we
thing I
come
think
in-
is there are traps that are on the nodes, but they only activate if you move into the node.
Okay.
I don't think
And
it's.
they only go on these ones as well. They won't go on the ones we come into.
No.
So
so we now enter a
monsters.
new room
So-
and we
That's
have
what we
new
draw,
monsters.
okay, the Forsaken Depths.
Oh,
There's
good.
more creatures in here.
Oh, good.
We have basically 2 of the swordy guys we've just fought.
There we go.
Hollow soldiers and 2 crossbow hollows. And so they go
You've got one, mate.
one on
Yeah,
each
you've
on each of the one sword and two sword nodes, and a treasure chest on the sort of the other one.
So this one.
So we drew the Forsaken Depth tile, which means we now have 2 of the swordsmen and 2 of the crossbowmen put onto these tiles here. We also have a chest here on the tombstone tile, and we've come in on this edge here, so we've all picked our nodes. Now Ben has opted to take the aggro to start with in order to soak up any initial firepower, because obviously the mobs go first, and then after that it will be Stu to go, and he will then immediately take aggro afterwards. So it's down for the monsters to go first. So it doesn't really matter which order we do it. Well, the swordsman have to go first because they have the higher threat rating. So this guy can only move.
Character. So I've got the threat, so I'll move towards me because there's equidistant characters there.
Yeah. So he's going to go after you,
and he'll attack me.
So you now have 2 black dice again. No, you don't. You have a black dice and a blue dice. Blue dice slightly higher average scores than blacks.
Or not.
Oh, 1, and so he's done 3 damage to you. So after that, the crossbowman then activates. So this guy is going to move back away, and then he's going to target the person with aggro, which is you again. This time around, you only have 1 black dice to defend against the 3 damage. So that's only 1. And then the second crossbowman is also going to move directly away from you, who has aggro. Oh yeah, I forget they can move across as well. And then he also does 3 minus 1, so that's another 2 damage.
That's alright. That's what I'm there to do.
Ow!
That's alright, we're fine.
Trouble is, you're good at taking physical damage, but you're no good at taking the.
None of us are.
No.
The dodge is weirdly the assassin stands the most chance because I think you can still dodge that.
You can dodge and avoid all damage, yeah, as long as you manage to actually get a dodge roll.
Okay,
you activate, so you
So Stu takes the aggro token, and he now has his turn. Go assassin, go. So Stu burns a stamina point to sprint another node to get to the furthest away crossbow guy, and now he's going to do his attack. Stu burns another 3 stamina, and now gets 3 black dice, minus 2 for his weapon and the armor.
It's minus 1
for your weapon, and minus 1 for the armor of the hollow crossbow. Yay! Just enough to kill him. That's what we want to see.
So it's minus 2.
And you've caused 1 damage. The crossbowmen only have 1 health.
Okay,
so he's dead.
He's dead.
Hooray!
That's good. And that's me, isn't it now?
Mobs now
he's going to move away.
But wait, we do the soldiers first because they have the higher threat.
And they move.
They move towards the nearest model and then they attack it.
So I've got my black and blue to defend, I believe.
Yep. So it's 4 minus your score. Hooray! Nothing. And then this guy over here is going to come over to attack me because I am the nearest.
Is it just the nearest? The aggro only comes into it if it's not on here.
There's a symbol on here.
This is nearest.
Yeah. And that one's...
That's aggro.
Yeah.
And that's if there's equal amounts, they'll always go for higher threat. So effectively, I'm always going to
go for aggro first.
Aggro first.
So this one's pretty simple because he's going to come straight towards me because I'm the closest, and he's just going to do 4 damage. Now I have 2 black dice in defence. So I managed to negate that by 3, so I take 1 damage. And that is the... Oh, now we've got the crossbowman. So the crossbowman moves away from the guy with aggro, which is Stu now. So he moves back, and now he fires at you, Stu, for 3 damage. So you can now attempt to dodge again, which is 2 green dice.
It's the same as it is.
And was it a stamina to dodge?
Yes.
1 stamina to dodge.
So it's 1 stamina. You can then move a node, so you could move 1 closer to him.
Well, before dodging.
Yes.
Dodging it, you're dodging out of the square.
So you dodge regardless, and now this tells you whether you... And you do not, so you you negate all the damage.
But I'm not on the same square as him, so I can't attack. So then that goes this way.
So Robin's got aggro now. And it's on to Rob.
I feel like these crossbowmen are the nastiest.
We kind of think the crossbowmen are the ones you want to get the work
I'm going to use 1 stamina to move.
And then you're going to
swap him.
2 swords
2 or more.
You've got him.
2 or more, he's down. Oh, annihilated.
So now they activate.
Mob activates.
So
1 on you and 1 on me. So Ben has a blue and a black dice to defend. 4 minus 3, so he takes 1 wound. And then I have 2 black dice instead. So I have 4 minus 2, so I take 2 wounds. And then the aggro once again shifts around to Ben from Robin.
I can't use my special attack because it's 4 stamina. So
Oh no.
I do get a blue die.
So 1 blue dice.
I'll do it.
Smoosh! Nice one.
Well done.
So he's dead too. So that last soldier activates and attacks me, so I need a black and a blue for my defence.
2 black.
Sorry, yes, 2 black.
Cheat.
That was you for a minute there. No, I have only rolled 2 black the whole time. So I take 1 more damage.
Okay, so aggro.
I now get aggro.
You need
And
to
I
move
think-
to attack.
Oh yes, because I have a range of 1. So it's always, that is the range, you can't...
No, it's because
It's
you've got a
not 1 or
spear.
less,
It's
Yes.
well,
Yeah, yours
it is, but you specifically states you can't attack at 0 range.
Oh yes, there's a
So
symbol
there
on
are
the
certain
top.
weapons that like you can attack at
Yeah.
up to like I think there's like a pole arm, so you can either slice with it or stab with it,
Uh,
which is you can attack obviously 0 to 1.
Yeah.
But a spear is obviously a thrusting weapon, so you can't.
Yes, as denoted by this symbol which has a 0 with a spear
Yeah.
through it. Oh, is that spear?
It's
Yes,
just a dash
zero.
for it,
So
yeah, it's
it is a
just-
spear as well, actually.
Yeah.
So quite nice and iconic there. So I do need to move to get more than 0 nodes away, effectively.
yes.
So yeah, I should just run over to this
Take
node
one
here,
comes.
and then I'm going to
You
do. I'm
might
going to do a
be sure.
supery dupery stab.
So,
So
is he on the node?
3.
So he's on that
He's
node
there now,
effectively,
yeah.
isn't he? Yeah.
So I'm going to use 3 stamina to do my super stabby attack, which is 1 dice plus 1. So I've literally just got to roll 1 or more on this dice.
Last words.
And I'm going to use my re-roll. So I'm going to use this to re-roll that. Hooray! Just enough.
So we finish the encounter, so we get another 8.
Which means every... Oh yeah, 8 more.
Souls.
8 more
now that one seemed a
souls.
bit more easy.
I think
And
we
open
were
the
just a bit
chest.
luckier.
Up there here.
Oh, okay.
I am on good authority, they're quite good.
So we have opened our chest and we get
Oh,
2
he's taken the wrong one.
items of equipment. Okay, so we picked up a Morning Star and a Blood Gem, and they've gone into the... I can't remember what you call this bit
Inventory.
now.
The bonfire.
To the bonfire.
And just to
Um,
clarify, we had a discussion about whether we could use the blood gem immediately, and we decided that we couldn't. That you had to take it back to the blacksmith to be hammered onto a weapon.
Yep.
So that's what we're going to do. If that's wrong, again, please put it in the
Let
comments.
us know below. And then we all clear off our stamina
Right,
again.
done it, mate.
Stamina and wounds.
You know,
So that second encounter was
You might as well keep them over yours.
Yeah.
slightly easier than the first.
I think it's because we kind of understood.
Yeah,
Mm.
we
Go
went
on.
for the arch guy.
We
Yeah.
kind of faffed around at the beginning.
We had a bit of
Definitely
luck. We
quicker.
did
Right.
some more damaging
So
attacks.
effectively, we've got a choice now. We can either go back to the bonfire, well, really to level up and equip the bludgeon, but that would reset everything. So
So
we
you have to fight back
all
through.
the way back through. But again, you get the souls again, so it's a risk reward sort of thing.
Yeah.
You're farming,
Or
basically.
we can push forward to the next room.
Each, I chose the boss, which we'll see later, or the mini boss, and he has a card with him that tells you what souls to use when setting up the dungeon.
Okay.
And this one was 3 1-star and 1 2-star, and then 2 soul.
So it gets trickier.
And then you put
deeper.
the 2-star ones further away, 2 soul ones further away.
Okay, so the next room we're going to
Is
is
a
gonna
1-star, so we have coped with a
So I reckon we can do
star or
that.
1 soul.
So
So we've done all right. I reckon we
we
can
can do
harvest
the next
another
one, I reckon.
another 8.
Yeah,
and
that's-
maybe then think about rest.
So we're going to effectively go off this way again into the next room.
Yeah. So we can go at the top here if you like. But if you like,
So we
there's
can
some stairs on the other
effectively
side.
put that there,
Okay,
makes
put that
it's
there.
nice and symmetrical. So,
So
Okay.
if we just chuck it on the top.
so we're all right on top. So
So
we're
we're
all going
coming
to come
here.
this side this
So
time.
nice. We need to set the room first of all.
Oh yeah, just in case.
So this is the Ash Gardens. It's got a bowman.
One of the big
It's
guys.
one of these
Yeah.
and a crossbowman.
Start again. So we set up our room. Everybody's over on this flank here. Directly opposite us is a crossbow hollow and a Silver Knight Great Bowman. Looks like he's firing something akin to a ballista or something like that rather than a bow. But we shall see how we get on.
It doesn't even look like an arrow. It looks more like a lance than an
It
arrow.
is, yeah. So as I was last in the previous room, Ben is going to take aggro again, I think. And Stu still has the turn token because I was last time.
Okay.
So it'll be shoot me.
Mobs activate first, however we have swapped our guys over a little bit, so over on this flank here is myself and Stu, and over this side is Rob and Ben. So the mobs go first and the higher threat goes first, and that is the Silver Knight Great Bowman, and he will target whoever has the aggro, which is Ben. He does 4 damage less your dice roll. I'll take your demi-lance and I'll jam it.
And then he's also going to shoot me.
Yes, because he also goes aggro.
3
They
damage.
also move away from you, which is I hadn't thought away from you.
He could move to there.
Move to there.
Yeah.
True, that's a good point. And now he does 2 damage, 3 minus your roll. Stuart just pointed out that the Great Bowman also, his damage is inflicted on everybody on that node, and as Robin is on the same node as Ben, he also has to take his defense, so he takes 2 damage. Okay, maybe he was a little tougher than I first gave him credit for. I take that back. So Stu has just noticed that on the cards here, the crossbow hollow would always do his bottom left activity first, followed by his bottom right. So he will always move and then attack, whereas the Great Bowman would do his attack and then he would move. So that's actually quite interesting. In this case, it makes absolutely no difference at all, but it probably will do once you get more melee going on. So now it's on to Stu's first turn. Now he takes aggro because it's now his turn. Is that right?
That is correct.
And now you can do your move and attack. So Stu's gone 1
free move
there, 1 move stamina there, another move stamina there, and then you're going to use your 3 stamina to do your slightly stronger attack, which means you now roll 3 dice minus 2, 1 for your attack and 1 for their armour. Hooray!
Right. So that's dead, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep. He's dead.
Well,
Good work, Stu.
Okay.
So then
So
it's
now the
back to the
this
monsters.
guy.
However, unfortunately, now the big guys
shoot
So
at
you're
you.
aggro. As if by magic a barrel appears.
A barrel has just appeared here. We realised we missed that one off, but it doesn't really make any difference because
So
Stu could have
the-
just gone that way.
The
instead.
dodge for this.
His first action is to attack, so he's going to attack Stu, and Stu is once again going to use his dodge. So
that
you need
was
to take
2
a stamina.
No, 1 stamina roll.
1
So
stamina.
if you fail, you'd be dead.
And you had to point that out,
So Stu has rolled 2 nothings, which means he's going to die if he doesn't get something on this
Okay.
re-roll. So he's going to use his re-roll,
Pretty used to
and he's
the
going to
luck.
hopefully get more than 0 on this dice this time. Hooray!
Okay.
That means that Stu, you've got a special ability.
So
How
after
lucky.
making a successful dodge, the assassin may attack the enemy he dodged. Doesn't cost any stamina, but must have range to the enemy. So I've been able to dodge
Onto the node that
onto
he's
the
on.
node he's on, so I can attack now.
Yeah, so Stu's going to use his slightly more powered attack, which is 3 dice. Now he has to take 3 from this, 2 for his armour and 1 because his attack is -1. But you scored 4, so you've caused 1 damage and you've killed him.
Wow.
Stu is the room clearer.
So you cleared the whole room, and amazingly, you didn't die.
I know, that's one chance.
Well, it
So
took
we gain another 8
So
souls.
8 more souls.
we reset
Getting
our
equipment
stamina.
like surprisingly difficult.
So we are now going to move on to the next room.
Strictly speaking, that's going to go there then, because that's the only
Yeah.
exit from the room.
Yeah.
So we're going to go off this way and we're going to set up in this room and we'll be right back.
Yeah.
So we have now entered the Lost Labyrinth. On this one is 2 large hollow soldiers, and they're pretty beefy guys, and they do 5 damage if they move onto your square, so we want to try and stay away from them. So in true fashion, we've shoved Stuart over here. The assassin's all on his own because he can actually dodge away from the attacks, and the rest of us are cowering in the corner, hoping that we don't get our faces smushed.
So
There is also a chest in here and a barrel.
Do we-
Stu was the guy who went first. He went last time, so that means that turn counter moves over to Robin. We
First
can
and last.
now decide who has aggro, although for the purpose of these 2 guys,
It's just
it
mixed,
makes no
isn't it?
difference
Well,
at all. So Stu is keeping the aggro as well, because we think that tactically that might help us out, although it never survives first contact with the enemy, so let's watch this crash and burn. And that means that the bad guys activate first. So we've got to activate the 2 mobs now first before Robin gets his turn, and we're just going to do the easiest one first, which is him. He's going to move forward towards whoever has aggro, which is Stu, and then that's the end of his turn. He just moves 1 square, and as he didn't move onto any of our squares, he causes no damage. So after this guy's moved, this guy's now going to move, and he's going to go for Stu again, because Stu is the closest, and he is the one with aggro. So now, Stu, you better dodge. You better
Only got
dodge
some
like
life already,
you've
haven't
never
you?
dodged before.
Don't fail.
So you have to pick a node to move to. You'll move here,
Mm-hmm.
and then he has to roll 1 or
Still
more,
one.
because it's only 1 to dodge. Oh yeah! So Stu has managed to dodge out the way.
Mm-hmm.
Flickety flick, and he is now safe. So now it's on to Robin. Okay, so Robin is moved to the square with this guy, and now he's going to attack him. So it's 2 dice. 3. His armor is 1, so you cause 2 damage to
2
him.
damage. Hooray!
Stab. So now that it's the mob's turn.
Okay, so this character here has push, and he's going to push me because I'm on top of him. So the first thing he's going to do is push me out of the way. Now I have a choice. I can go here, here, or here.
Or here or here.
Or here or here. Yes, I suppose. I don't really want to go here. I'm not going to go there because the push damage is on every single character, which is why we don't want me to go there. If I go here, then when it's this guy's turn, he will come after me because I have these two are equidistant and I have the aggro.
All three of us are equidistant. In fact, we're
Oh
all
yes,
one node
yeah,
away.
yeah, we're all one node away. If I go here, he will choose between these two, and he will go for this.
Based on the taunt
The
level.
ninth based on the taunt level.
The threat level, which Ben has 10 on.
It is taunt.
It's
Taunt, sorry.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to move to here.
And
In
then
that case,
he is going
and he
to.
follows up, does he?
He comes
Yeah.
up now and he pushes you back to another
So he'll push me to
square.
another square,
So-
which I won't go there because I have the same. No, in
Same
fact,
problem.
if that's the case, I'm going to go here for the first one.
Yeah.
And then when he follows me up, I'm going to go here.
Yeah. Okay.
Take 5 damage, so you've got 2 black dice to try and block some of it.
Yes, 2 black dice. 2,
So you take
3 damage.
That's still
You
pretty
do a lot of damage.
pretty painful. Robin had forgotten to take his two damage off from last time, so he isn't up to 5. He's just up to 3 now.
Thank you, Pete.
Shouldn't you have removed yours as well, Ben?
And then the next guy activates, and now, as we said, there are 2 nodes that he could go for. Both have characters on, so he then goes for the highest threat level, which is Ben. So he comes ploughing to the square.
Right, I'm going to move to here.
I'm going to move to. Yeah, so I'll go here because then I should be able to attack without having
Between
to
the two of
move. Between the two of them, I think that's actually the best spot for me to be
Right.
sandwiched.
So I'm going to try and block my damage to start with then.
So you've got a black and a blue. So
Yep.
5 minus. Oh!
Now, if I wanted to, I could use my special ability, which is after making a block roll, I could roll an additional blue die and add it to the roll, but I'm going to stick with just taking 1 damage.
Oh,
for
yeah.
now, just so I'd get it all.
That
in.
might be a bit overkill otherwise. I now have to roll 2 black dice for mine, so it's 5 minus 2. I think I'm going to take that, so I'll just take 3 damage.
Now I gain aggro
Ben gets
and
the
activate.
aggros.
No stamina to remove, so might as well move in and try and kill the one that's at least injured.
Makes sense. So you're using your 4 stamina
To get an
to up
additional
your
one
attack
whole
to 1
black
black
dice.
and 1 blue. It just really doesn't seem like enough, does it? Enough to
No, it's
trade.
not like, I suppose it's potentially up to 2 extra damage, but
Oh,
God.
Two.
One
Just
damage.
1 point of damage.
So he's up to 3. So now
We'll activate this one first then. So he
You
pushes
push.
me off his square. So I'm going to move
Mm.
back to here. Yeah, I'm going to move to here.
and get pushed or pushed back to so
Yeah.
so you originally your pushback initially is to,
To there, and then he's
and
going to
then
do push damage to there for me. So he does 5 damage minus
hopefully a lot.
3,
Three.
2 damage.
2 damage,
Right,
not
let's
bad.
take that.
And then the other guy moves, and unfortunately I am the closest thing. I didn't really actually think this bit through so much. So he's going to go smush, and I'm going to move over to there, and then I take 5 minus this. Oh god, I hope this works. Yeah, I only take 1 damage. And then the aggro counter moves on, and it is my turn. So I'm now going to use my spear, and I am going to use my stamina to. I'm going to use 3 stamina to get my extra +1 damage. So that means I now do 1 dice plus 1. So I really need I need a 2 on this, really, don't I?
Ideally, that would be lovely.
There you go then.
2, nice work.
Ask and ye shall receive. I am the giant, hollow, big, stabby guy slayer, and then I'm going to use my move to. Yeah, it's a good point actually. You're going to smash me in the face.
Yeah.
So I'm going to move to there with my second.
Yeah, it's a point you can move there.
Good point. Okay, I'll move there. The aggro coin moves across to Stu.
That
So
goes
at the
off.
beginning of Stu's
Goes
turn,
off.
he burns his one
Stamina.
stamina.
So then I've got
brain
move 1, use the stamina to move again.
and now he's gonna
Stay
dick.
3 stamina.
So you're going to use another 3 stamina
Yeah,
to
so
do 2 black dice.
please.
Okay, 3 2s would be good here.
You need another one.
Oh,
2 black.
3 dice.
So you need high as you can.
No,
2
not
damage.
bad.
Not bad at all. So you scored 4. Your attack takes away 1, and his armor takes away 1. So you've done 2 damage. So the mob activates and pushes.
But there's no
Stu back
damage
to that
for
square.
that.
There's no
And
damage.
then he's going to.
Then he moves up to.
Yeah, which
You
would
go
do
to dodge.
5 damage.
Because you have aggro.
The first part of your dodge, where do you want to move to?
I think it makes sense.
I don't really think it makes a mess. If you want to just go
Okay.
around.
Hopefully-
And now Stu's can try and dodge.
Which
So
one?
he
taking your stamina for
Needs to
dodging.
spend
so he spent stamina point, and now he's got to roll at least one.
If you fail, you will die.
One.
Say that again.
Oh, just. So Stu has managed to
So I've
quickly
dodged.
stick out of the way, and he's all right.
He's activated as me, isn't it? So I move onto his square.
Oh.
There's still no point me using my special ability. Well, not my special ability, but
No.
Battle Axe is extra.
No,
This
this
is
is
2
the one
dice, so what has he got?
4 damage in total will
4
kill him.
total. So that,
You do have a
doable.
re-roll as well.
okay. Can I get 4? No, I can.
Yeah, you can get 4. See?
Oh, just like that. That was relatively straightforward. So we've managed to smush him. That means we clear the room. We get another 8 souls. Oh yeah, we clear off our wound boards again.
And stamina?
Yep, everything resets.
Everything
So now-
resets. We've got another 8 tokens. So that gives us 32 tokens now. 32 souls
And the
even.
chest.
And the
Oh, and
chest.
what's our chest do?
Obviously.
So we've managed to get from that room. We've got Lothric's Holy Sword, and we've also picked up a rapier. So now our last room is the boss. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to go back to
Hold
the.
on. You might want the fog gate just to
Oh, yeah,
signify.
yeah. Oh yeah, we should put that one right from the beginning.
Yeah.
So yes, we should have put this on at the beginning. Pete, if you could just superimpose that for 3 hours of film.
Yeah, no.
Does that signify that
It's the boss. It's
So
the point of no
this
return.
is the fog gate here, and so once you go through there, you have to fight whatever is on the other side.
And
So
as we've built
as
up a
we-
little
yeah.
cache of souls and some equipment, we're going to go back to the start, level up, and we'll go through that in a moment. And then we're going to fight our way back through the dungeon off camera, and then we're going to get to the
Yeah,
boss.
so there's basically going to be the argument now over who has what treasure.
So we're going to cut all that out and just tell you who won.
We have Lothric's Holy Sword, which is
only works for the
is a
herald.
herald specific item. We have a rapier, which would tend to suggest it lends itself to the assassin. Is
I
it
think so.
a high
If I-
dexterity implement? We have the blood gem, which at the moment only I can use because it's strength 15, and we have a morning star, which is strength 16 and faith 19. And it does 1 blue dice or 2 blue dice.
One thing we have to do to start with is we have to put this down
Yes.
to 1 because we've gone back to rest and level up. So we get our
These
potion
guys
back,
are-
we get our
that
reroll
stays
back,
with
and we
you
get our
for
special
first.
ability back. Okay, so we went back to camp and we spent all of our experience. Well, we didn't all spend experience, but some of us has upgraded. Stu has done some upgrades so that he could get the rapier because that's a better weapon overall versus his previous weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Robin has also taken a few upgrades so that he could take the mace because that was a considerably better weapon for him in melee. Ben decided to fall on his sword, as it were, and he didn't take any upgrades because it wasn't really worth his while to take anything. So I upgraded as well, and I took Lothric's Holy Sword because I think that overall that's going to be better for me than the spear. I then left the spear back at home, but Stu has opted to take his weapon with him just in case he needs to swap out for some reason, but we're really not sure if we're going to need to or not. We then played through the dungeon again and got a load more souls. We didn't spend all our souls from last time, so we have got a few more. However, there's no point us going back and spending them again. 1, because we'll have to burn through another point on there, and we don't want to if we can get away with it. And 2, there's no more new equipment, so there's no real reason for us to go back because we've got nothing new to pick up. So we have now come through to the boss. And Robin, what's the boss called?
This is the gargoyle.
The gargoyle.
So now he's the only. Well, he's not the actual boss, is he? He's the
Mini boss.
He's the mini boss. He doesn't look very mini to me, but he's the mini boss, and we will now try and not die horribly against him. So we've entered the boss room now. We've all lined up, and Ben has taken aggro, and he's first to go as well because Robin was last to go last time. And, we have his deck of actions.
Basically, you have 5 actions and you take 4. So he has a card here, the gargoyle card, which gives his he's got 26 health. He has 4 cards. He has a shield of 2 and a magical shield of 1, and on 12 he gets heated up when he goes down to 12 health. So if we take 14 health off him,
We're in
and
trouble.
heated up. That means he gets an extra power, and also it's harder for us. It's a special skill. We have to add an extra +1 stamina to attack, but we'll remind you if and when we get to that point.
And he has 26 wounds.
26
We've got a
wounds.
little dial here that they give you, which is quite funky to tell you about everything that they do. We'll keep track of that and tell you as we go.
And the way this works is basically each of his turns he'll turn over a new card, and that's what he will do. So he activates first, I assume, because that's the rules.
And his new activity is
Electric Breath,
Oh my
which
God,
is
what a surprise.
another host of symbols on it.
many symbols.
So the boss is resolved in a quite different way to the rest of the game. So you think you've understood the game, and then you get to the boss, it's completely different. This attack, I understand this symbol here that I'm going to point to that people won't see on the camera is the range. So it's range 1, which is good for us guys because we are outside of range 1.
And if you look at his activity icons, the first thing he does is he moves 0.
He does.
So he doesn't get any closer.
Move. So he doesn't get any closer, which is good. And then if his attack is a magical damage 4, which would be bad for us. And then there's a little icon which is like a cross target which he has on his base as well, and that denotes where he's attacking from. So he's attacking directly in front of him. But there's also, that's green. There's also a red symbol, and that is his weaker side. So if we attack him on his weaker side, then we
Get an extra black dice.
Black dice. And his weaker side, I'll probably get this wrong, his weaker side is this side.
Correct.
Right.
So his weak side
Weaker side.
coincides with where he's holding the axe, which would
Yeah.
make sense because he's not going to have as much defence on that side. The
Yeah.
other side, he's got a shield.
That really makes sense. That does indeed make sense. It's almost like somebody thought about this game. And Stu, for those of us who like to do it, his dodge rating is 2.
Ah, right, okay.
Could be
It's harder to dodge then.
Well, dodge that attack. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll
On this
change.
one, yes.
On
On
this
this attack.
Ah, I see.
The next time we're going to attack something different. But the attack cycle through, so we want to bear that in mind because this attack is directly in front. It's an area effect. So if he was doing it now, it would take this node, and this node, all the ones that are
They'd all
in the
get
90
hit.
degree arc. So when he's done another 3 attacks, he'll be doing this one again. So we want to try and be here.
Do you shuffle the cards at the
No,
end?
they don't shuffle
So they just go to the
until he
bottom.
heats up, and then he gets an extra card,
Right.
and they're reshuffled.
Okay, so that one, he's effectively done his now then because it had no effect on us.
He is done, so it's now our activate. Well, one of us gets to activate.
And that'll be Ben. So Ben's turn, it's his go to activate, so he's going to move 1, 2, and then when you approach a boss, you move into the arc that is on the side that you approach from. So then Ben moves into the side arc there,
I could choose
spending.
between the side or the front because the angle I'm coming
yeah.
at. from it.
And Ben has to burn 2 stamina to be able to make that move because he has to move 1 that is free and then 1, 2 stamina once to get into combat.
So now you can kill him, yeah.
I'm just going to hit him with a standard attack. I'm not going to burn 4 stamina to boost my attack.
For 1 black dice, it's not really worth it, is it? 2.
It's nothing.
Boo.
Nothing. Good. Okay. Bye.
Boo.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
This is where I think it's going to be a bit too tricky because
So-
I didn't do any damage.
So
And
now it's on to
his
the so the aggro moves on to me.
Not yet.
No, sorry, yes,
Monster's
it's
turn.
the monster's turn. So the mob activates.
Halberd thrust.
Oh, good.
Okay.
So the first thing that the Halberd thrust does is it's going to push Ben back a node, and he has to stay in the same arc. So he's going to move back to there, and then he has to move 1 square toward 1 node. Sorry, towards whoever has aggro. So he's going to
First
move.
turns to face.
So he turns to face Ben, and then he's going to move 1 node onto the same as Ben again. So Ben's now going to be in the front arc. Yes, so then Robin's pointed out that he will get pushed back again because the push icon itself. So it doesn't cause any damage like the last guy's, but his attack does have a range of 1, which means that makes sense. He now shoves you back, and then he'll stab you with his halberd. So he's now weaker on his shield side. Unfortunately, that is the side
He's going to hit
furthest
me
away
for
from
6
us.
damage.
He's going to hit you for 6. You can dodge.
I can't dodge because I
one.
don't have any equipment that allows me to dodge.
Okay.
4 damage.
4 damage. That
It's
is
not going to
horrific.
last very long.
So Ben's taken 4 damage now because
4
he's
for 2.
managed 6.
4 for none.
Yeah, so it's 6 damage caused minus 2.
And then
Ow.
Aggro token.
aggro taken on.
So now my aggro moves on to me.
Go Herald, go.
And it's my turn. I'm going to run away. Run away. Should have kept my spear. Shut up. So I'm
Move to his
going to
weaker.
I'm
Oh,
gonna-
you're not going to get to his weak arc, are you?
1 to there, and I'm going to use a point to move into his side arc on here. And then I'm going to attack. So I'm going to burn 3 stamina off here. And my sword, the Lothric's Holy Sword, gives me the ability to give 1 character within 1 node 1 stamina back, and I'm going to give that to Ben. So I'm going to take it off myself then, just for now, to see how things go. Hopefully he's not going to go after Ben now. And now I get to attack. Okay, so my damage is now 1 black and 1 blue, and this does magic damage, so his armour is only 1 against this. So I can read it with 5 here, really.
4, 2.
So that's 1 more damage caused on him. Hooray! Or 1 damage caused on him even. And that is the end of my go. So he activates again.
Sweeping strike.
Oh, good. Okay, so he has the sweeping strike attack. So the first thing he does is he pushes me off of the node he's on. He then turns to face me and he comes for me again onto my node, and that pushes me back another node over to here.
He doesn't turn and face you.
He doesn't then turn to face me, which is quite important. But then his attack hits both side and front arcs for 5 damage in all cases.
Only in 1 range, so these guys are okay.
Everybody's okay, it's just me taking a smack. Right, so I'll just take 2 black dice off of the damage of 5. So it's 5 minus 2, so 3 damage. So 3 damage here, blink, 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 and now it's on to the aggro marker moves to Stu. Yes.
So that's 1 again for
1 point stamina,
and then
you move
1 point
3
stamina.
onto his 3rd arc, as it were.
So that's
2
2
points
stamina. So I get an extra dice for being weak.
An extra black dice.
An extra black dice. So it's probably worth spending 3 stamina to get a blue dice, isn't it?
So it's 2 blue dice and a black dice.
So this could actually be quite damaging if you get it luckily.
He's resisting 2 because you're not magical damage.
No, sadly. This minus 2.
2 damage.
2 damage.
So
His activation.
His activation. So again we get the
Tail whip.
Oh,
That's gonna hit.
you're in the wrong place, Stu.
Right.
So the tail whip resolves the attack first, and as you can see in the bottom left hand corner of the card, it attacks to the rear and to the right hand side for 2 nodes.
And it's dodge 2 as well.
And it is dodge 2 as well, so it's going to hit both Stu and it's going to hit Ben. So it does 4 damage rather than 5 for a change, which is nice. So
if I die.
So now we need to resolve so both Stu and Ben need to, now Stu, are you going to try
dodge, I think.
Well, you need to roll.
You need to roll 2.
You need to get 2 symbols to be able to dodge, but then you've got no defense any other way, really, do you?
Not really.
So
Right side, it won't kill you.
so Stu rolls. He needs 2 symbols. Oh, exactly the one result. So Stu takes 4 damage, and Ben takes 4 minus 4. Paching!
Ben's okay.
And then the second thing he does is he moves. So the first thing he does is he pushes away. So he pushes Stu back, and then he moves 1 away from whoever has aggro. So he moves away from Stu. Now he has to turn around and then reverse away. And now the aggro token moves across. Yes, it's an important point. We forgot that you can actually buy magic equipment for souls, which might have come in handy. We had about 6 souls left, so that might have helped us potentially get more things.
And then we might have done an extra iteration. So I'm going to use my Morning Star, and I'm going to use my Stamina.
So Robin is on, jumped onto the square where he is currently weakest.
Oh, he's weakest as well, is he?
Spent. That's why I told you to go to the front.
You did. You're absolutely right. Yeah. So it's 1, 2. I know.
Never listen to you.
Yeah, I just didn't want to get fried by the lightning that's just coming. So I actually got 3 dice here.
So he's got 2 blue for using your extra powered Morning Star, plus a black one for attacking his weakest.
5.
5. Have it.
So that's 3 damage, I believe.
It is.
You got wusses. I did much more than you.
Oh, and he bleeds.
When a model that has a bleed token suffers damage, it takes 2 additional damage, then remove the token.
So now he does his attack. What will his attack be, I wonder?
Now,
so his attack is the electric breath again, which only hits the front and the side arc. Oh no, sorry, the front arc, because that's where the green marking is. So that's these 3 nodes here.
But he doesn't push anyone off this time.
No, he's not moving at all.
I assume that means it's just hitting Robin, even though Robin's on the same node.
Yeah.
Only Robin takes 4 damage, less whatever he can roll.
2.
Not bad.
So where's his weak point this time?
So his weak point now is on his right-hand side.
Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah.
No. So Ben now has aggro, and he's got to decide what he's going to do. Do you want to use your potion?
Stamina, or gain 2
Oh, you gain 2 stamina back. Yeah, you do that at the beginning of each round.
1, 2, 3 to put me into his side arc.
So you spent your 2 stamina again to basically move the extra 2 nodes.
So
You're now into his weakest side.
And plus an additional black dice for being on his weak side there.
Yep. Come on! Chuck him on. Yeah, another 2 damage.
2 more damage. Which takes him down to only 18 left.
Wow.
Oh,
We're only 6 away from when he gets harder to kill.
Hooray! Oh, wait. Okay.
And that's that.
So now
So
he
then
has
we-
his special attack, which is...
So he pushes us all off his square to start with. So I'm going to move to there. Oh, actually, I'm going to move. And then
Here you go, Rob.
you've got a choice of 3 nodes. So that'll
Oh,
probably
he
be
takes
it.
another 2 damage because he's bleeding.
Oh, he does, yeah.
Oh,
Good
yeah,
point.
yeah.
So we're gonna
Another
go-
2.
That's even closer to the fun stage.
So this is 6 damage.
It is.
He's gonna hit me.
Is it a you, not me?
Yeah, because I've got
Oh, you're
aggro.
the aggro, yeah.
So he's pushing us off.
Okay.
Then he turns to face me.
Oh, would you want to use your potion first? Come on.
No, I'm fine.
Fine.
And then he
Take this.
moves onto the square with me there.
Yep. And that pushes you back again.
And then he's going to strike with his thrust with his halberd there
Yep.
for 6 damage.
6 minus.
Okay, I'm gonna re-roll.
So I'm going to re-roll the blue.
There's no point. Oh, okay.
Oh
That's alright.
god.
That's alright.
It's not alright.
Okay. And then I'm going to flip that to give me an additional blue dice for stealth.
Oh. 3.
Yeah.
So you take 3 wounds.
Oh, it's almost like you planned that. So you can't take any damage now.
No, I'm fine.
Now in your next
It's not like
turn.
he's got a tail swipe coming up. Or his big halberd attack which hunts
the
the...
tail actually got a little double-ended axe on the end.
So now the aggro moves to me. I get 2 of my stamina back. Thank you, Stu. So I might as well use my perseverance. Everybody gets 2 stamina back.
Everybody gets
2 stamina back.
Okay.
Each character gains 2 stamina. Robin,
Oh,
you gain 2 stamina.
thank you.
I'm not sure how many times I have to say it.
Sorry. I was just.
And then I've got to decide where I'm going to attack. So I'm going to go 1 to there. I'm going to spend I'm going to spend a stamina to then move on to his left side. And I'm then going to blow 3 more to do my higher attack.
And you say I'm reckless.
But I'm also then going to use my special ability, which gives me 1 stamina back off of that.
Okay.
So I'm going to do my attack now. This is magic again, so he's only on -1 to my score here.
Go on, Pete.
Oh, come on! 4
Oh,
damage.
good. He's heating up now.
He's down to 12. He heats up. So now we take these cards. Now we
But that
take
might
one
mean
of
he
them.
might not do the tail whip. Surely we've got to shuffle the deck now.
Yeah, but he gets
Yeah, I do.
more powerful
He
attacks
gets
as
a
well.
more powerful attack. Where are the other cards gone?
Okay, now he's heated up, so we've shuffled in the
You
next
might
extra
straight away
nasty
have to-
attack. So what's he got now?
Flying tail whip.
Oh,
So he pushes you out of his square to start
so
with.
the first thing the boss does is he pushes back. So I have to get pushed back in the arc, and I'm
He's
going to go to
push you.
here.
You're not going to be in his. But you. Yep. So he turns to
He turns
face and he
face.
moves once more, which pushes Pete back again.
And now I have to go. I'll go here. I don't think it makes any odds really.
And then the boss is facing this.
Yeah.
That
road here.
direction. So his attack will now hit 1 square.
One
Effective. Well,
Effectively hits all 3 of you
so
guys
it hits all 3 of
for
us.
6 damage.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty.
6, and we can
Almost
take.
like he's angry.
We can
Yeah.
take.
So Robin took 6 minus 2, so he's on 4.
So
So Stu's going to attempt to dodge. He
you've
just
got
needs
a
1
reroll,
dodge
you've
dice.
got a
Do I
reroll.
get 1?
You get 2.
You get 2
Yeah,
dice
two.
because you've got 2
One
pieces of
dodge
armor.
roll on 2 of the dice.
So Robin, Stu needs 1 of these. Yeah, so
you'll-
Stu dodges.
You've got to choose which
Oh,
square
you
would
can
dodge to.
backstab. You can backstab Stu.
Where would I be? So you have to choose an
You'd be
arm?
on his.
You'd be-
You'd go on his front nose.
You go on his
Yeah.
front nose.
Because I can use the
Yeah.
attack
Yeah.
and I can do it without stamina.
So it's 2.
So I can roll 2 blue, but I'm not on his weak point.
No, he hasn't got a weak
Yeah,
point.
no.
Wait a minute, 2 blue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, 2 blue.
Because he can.
Oh yes, you can do both.
4.
So
No, 5. Look,
Oh,
it's
no,
the
it's
one
the-
that's
it's
not
the
filled
bonus,
in.
it's
Oh.
Yeah.
We're not cheating. This does actually have.
Yeah, it's a
You
slight
can't quite see on it, but there's a
Manufacturer's error.
little missing sword there. So Stu's
He
done 5
negates
damage.
2 of them, so he takes 3.
3 more damage. Have it,
Nice.
Stu. Nicely
Nice
done.
work. Go with the assassin.
And now it's my turn. So I've got 1 dodge. I have got 1 dodge. That's a 50-50.
And a reroll. So you've got 25.
I'm trying to do the math. Okay, I'm going to use my dodge. I do have an item of equipment that allows me to dodge, so I need a dodge symbol on this dice.
Oh.
So I'm going to use my re-roll.
So we're down to this.
Okay, so here's my re-roll. Yay! Now, do I have to move a square?
Yep.
Okay, so I have to move. I'm going to dodge over to there. Because I'm hoping that's far enough away from me getting splattered by anything. And that is now
moves
across
on.
aggro to Stew. Stew's going to burn 3 more stamina, which takes him up to 1 wound left. But now he gets to use 2 blue dice. 6, please. 6. Oh, 4. So he takes another 2 wounds, taking him down to
7.
Down to 7.
So then I can move.
So Stew's going to move back
Drink
1 node, drink his flask to give himself all his lovely wounds back.
So what's it on? 7.
It's on 7 wounds. We can do this.
So its turn.
It's just about doable. So now its turn is
Electric breath.
That's not too bad. It's only going to hit you.
which means he doesn't move. He literally targets the closest thing, and as Stu, Ben, and Robin are all equidistant, he then defaults to which one has aggro, which is Stu. So he stays facing at Stu.
It's a multi-node attack, but there's no one else on the other nodes.
Yep. So it only hits Stu, and it does 4 damage. So it is a dodge of 2. But it's still better than your armour, I think, because your armour is what, 1 black dice?
Yeah.
So at most you might knock off 2 from that. No, so you do take 4 damage. And
So-
Stu's tried to dodge, which means he loses 1 stamina whether it's successful or not. But that is the end of the mob phase, and now it's on to Robin.
I'm going to have to take my potion.
You are going to have to take a potion before you
I
can do anything.
can't wait.
I can't wait.
Like stupid wait.
So Robin has cleared his stamina back off.
So
and
if
now-
I'm right thinking I can move 1 onto there
Yeah.
as my free move, then I can expend a stamina to move.
It would be 2 stamina because you're
2.
moving through each
Oh,
arc.
you
you
have to
can't
move
move
to an
across, you
adjacent
can't
arc,
move
or
across.
Yep, so to move to the front arc to the back arc, it would be boom, boom, so you
Okay.
move round it, as it
Okay.
were.
And that's
Yes.
this is the weak arc, is it?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I'll do that then.
So Robin burns 2 more stamina to get round to
Then
the
I'm
weak
basically
side.
going to effectively nearly kill myself because then I'm going to use 3 stamina.
So just to clarify what Robin did, because we kind of fluffed that about a bit, he, before taking his flask, moved round to the other side of the boss, which would take 1 free move and then 2 stamina, which he gets back to at the beginning of his turn.
That's what I
Then
forgot.
he's taken his flask to reduce him back to 0.
Yep.
Now he's burning 3 again to do his more powerful attack, which is 2 blue, and he gets a black one because he's currently in the weaker
So
boss's
he's got
arc.
7 left. If I get all maximums on this, then
He won't be quite dead, will he?
7.
No, because he resists.
Oh,
so he
he's
doesn't
2.
want
Ah.
Don't you need to spend stamina to attack him?
Yes, I do.
Oh, yeah,
So
good
yeah,
point.
it's not
Did
heat
I
now.
do remember that last time?
No, I don't think you did.
It's
4.
2 damage.
So he takes 2
I'm
more
going to
damage.
use a reroll. I haven't used it
Is
yet.
it worth it? You can only increase that by 1 at best.
2 on the
Potentially
blue.
2 on the blue, but it's up to you.
I reckon.
Oh, blues do 3.
It's 2 damage.
So Robbins uses reroll for naught. For naught. For nothing. For
He was
0.
on 7, wasn't he? So he's on
Yeah,
5 now.
Sorry, guys.
Here's go.
So his go, he now has
Halberd
Halberd
thrust.
So he's going to push you back to start with.
Me.
So the halberd thrust attack, first off pushes Robin backwards, and he has to go to a node behind him, so he's moving to that one. He then turns to face Robin and moves up 1. When he does this, it pushes Robin again, and we've assumed, because we can't find the rule for this, that he just follows across the wall one direction or the other. So Robin then goes off to that way. We're assuming that the attack goes to the front, and therefore doesn't hit anything. We might be wrong on that one, so we would appreciate any comments from people down below in the comments. Do let us know what we've done wrong here and what we should have done.
Please comment in the comments below. We'll to give us more chance of winning tonight. I'll say it doesn't attack me.
So now the aggro token moves
Nice.
on to Ben. So Ben, it's your turn. I think
I'll drink your flask.
Yeah.
so. Ben's moved 3, 2 of which cost him stamina, but afterwards he takes his potion, which clears his bar off. So now he's on the weaker side. So whatever attack he does, which is going to be his, I'm guessing your.
Just going to go for it.
Yep.
Why not?
So 4 stamina burnt up to use his more powerful
You just
longsword
need 5
attack.
or more. Can you do that?
No, he needs 7 or more.
7 or more. I keep forgetting he's got armour.
So he's got 1 black, 1 blue, and an extra black for being on the weaker side. 3. Hurrah! So he takes another 1 damage. It's the armour that kills us on this, because your
Yeah.
damage is quite low, so
Yeah.
2 armour actually takes a lot out.
Exactly.
We do. So now we
His
have to see
attack.
what
Yeah.
his attack is.
This is where we all die.
Yeah.
It's sweeping strike.
Oh, good.
So he pushes me off his node, and that's awkward because I have to go to one of the nodes you guys are on.
Yeah.
So his attack shoved Ben off this way. He then follows up and pushes both Robin and Ben off that way again, and then hits everybody over there for 5 damage each. Ben goes up to 3 damage. So Robin gets 1. So it takes 4 damage. I think that was the wrong call.
Here goes a dodge.
Stu is gonna. Hey, Stu dodges. He uses 1 energy, and you move a square. So you're going to move over to there. You've already used your backstab ability. You could go to there or to here.
That was the wrong call, guys.
Yeah, go there.
Okay.
I will get 2 stamina
So
back.
Stu's moving to there.
That might not have been
If
the
you
wrong
live
call.
long enough.
And now the
He's
aggro.
got tail sweep
Yeah,
somewhere.
I've had it then. Yeah.
Aggro moves over to me. I take 2
We're looking to you,
stamina
Pete.
away.
We need you to do everything you can. Or take some stamina away.
His rear arc
I just
is
took my
his
2
weakest,
stamina
though.
So I'm going to move 1 and I'm going to burn a stamina to get into his rear arc.
How many
I'm
did
going
you
to
get?
use 3 to do my
You've still
super
got your
attack.
potion. Don't forget to use your potion.
Yeah, that's a good point. So I'm going to do 3 to do my super attack, and I'm going to use that. I'm going to use the ability I get with my attack to give one character within range 1 stamina back. It's within 1.
Yeah,
So I can reach either of you two, and I think I'll give it to you, Robin, because you're slightly tougher than Ben is. Sorry, I mean Ben's slightly tougher than you, so I'll give you 1 back.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do my attack, which is going to be 1 blue and 2 black, because I'm in his rear.
Come on, Pete. And it's only 1 damage. And he takes off 1 damage. So
And he takes off 1 because I'm magic attacks, so I need 6. I get 6 on this. Oh, and before I do that, I'm going to. Well, I'll use my potion afterwards, but same difference.
Oh! 2 damage.
2 more damage. That was not what I wanted.
Tail whip. So he attacks first, so he hits just Pete.
Hooray! That's all right.
Oh,
That
that's
works out
okay.
well.
That's
That
okay.
works out
Yeah.
really well. So that hits me for 4.
You
Your
can
armor,
defend.
It's 2 black dice, or I can try and dodge
It's
it.
2 dodge.
I was 2 dodge, so I can't dodge it. So 4 damage minus 3. Hooray!
Oh, nice
So
work.
I take 1 damage from that, and then he moves towards the aggro person, which is me. Or he goes 1 away from the aggro person, which is
face
me.
you to start with.
So he pushes me back. He turns around
Stays in the corner.
and doesn't do
Doesn't he come
anything.
over here?
No, because it's moving directly away from
Okay.
him, but it'll keep facing
Right,
that
okay.
way, is my understanding.
So that is
Okay.
the end of my turn. That was actually much less damaging than we thought. And the
Okay.
aggro moves over to Stu.
Yeah.
So Stu is going to move his 1 free one.
Yep.
He's then going to burn 1 stamina to move into his base.
Okay.
He's then going to burn 3 more stamina to use his more powerful sword attack,
Okay.
which puts him on 1 wound left.
And he has a reroll.
And he has a reroll. And what he's doing now is 2 blue dice.
So am I in the
Does he need-
weak?
No, you're
he
not.
needs 4.
So you need to score 4
Do
to
not
kill
don't
him.
get a double 1.
So re-roll. Might as well at this point just try and do as much as we can.
Yeah, because at the minute you're not doing any.
Actually, because if you get a 3,
Could have done it, yeah.
It's not the 3 dice, is it? No, it's not. Oh.
so that's down to 1.
His attack. Flying tail whip. Oh. So
His-
So you can still dodge though. So you actually
So
might
he
survive.
pushes me back.
pushes you off.
So his
Presumably-
flying tail whip attack
And
pushes
So
Stu
you've got a
back.
choice of those 2 nodes, effectively. He then
Advances as he turns.
turns to face you and advances 1. Oh, he's going to hit all of us. Isn't that nice?
Awesome. He's
So
going to kill us
pushes
all
you
in one
back.
go.
He's going to
So
kill
do I?
me.
Does he push me back?
He pushes you back.
Yeah, it would be one of those 3, but he's going to hit all of us anyway.
Stu can dodge.
Stu-
Stu's least likely to die. Double blank.
No, because he has to use a point of stamina to dodge.
Oh, you can't
No.
dodge.
Can't dodge.
Oh, you're dead then.
So Stu is dead either way. Ben then takes 6 damage minus.
I could live. No, I'm dead.
I'm going to
4
dodge.
damage.
I survived.
Robin has dodged, and I take 6 minus 3, so I take 3 more damage.
You survived too.
And I survived.
Oh, slightly better dice rolls there.
I
It was down to
died.
1. That was actually much closer than I expected it to be.
Yeah, I thought it would.
I
I thought
think
we would have had it.
I are dead.
we almost had him. Although we did forget that we should have all been taking a point of damage when we attacked him.
Oh, I should have taken.
I think
yeah.
we've forgotten about a
I had
couple
to
of
spend
those.
a stamina to attack.
Yeah,
Yes.
so you'd
So
have
I'd have
died.
died
You'd have
anyway.
killed yourself to attack, yeah.
So that is.
So I couldn't have used.
That
a
was
power
closer
attack.
than I thought it was going to be. How
I
it
think, to be
started
honest,
out.
I do think that having to use that extra point of stamina would have made a lot of difference because there was a few times we were
Well,
like,
I
oh, I'll
remember
just push it to like here and then stab and then.
I remembered.
No, none of us did for about the last 4 or 5
okay.
rounds.
I think we definitely missed a couple of times doing
Yeah.
that, and that would have made a lot, especially stews would have made.
Particularly at the end there,
Stews,
where we were
the
doing
last
it.
3 we definitely didn't.
Yeah, and I was pushing it to
Mine
the edge
did-
before taking
Right,
my
yeah.
Mine didn't
potion
make
as
a
well.
difference.
So yeah.
Mine didn't make a difference because I still had more than one slot left, but no,
yeah,
I took the
I think-
potion.
I
So
think yeah, but you know.
I think the
First
thing we
one.
missed, the main thing we didn't do, is we forgot that we could buy magic items with our
Yeah.
soul points, so our souls. So what we could have done is we could have run through the dungeon again, got to just before the boss, gone back and spent all our souls on loads
What is
more.
Game time
spells.
on the box.
Up to 120 minutes.
Because I was thinking, I feel like, even though I know obviously we were learning today, and it always takes longer when you're learning, you'd be hard pushed to get enough bits together to run through.
I don't know. When we finally got combat down, we were clearing rooms in about 10 minutes.
Oh, true. But
You
you've
know.
got to
Clear some
go
rooms
through. We've got to go
quickly.
through 2 or 3 times to get enough.
Yeah,
points
but
to get
again,
enough
you get
weapons.
better equipment, so you're
Yeah, so
killing
it's
stuff
quicker,
quicker.
it's
And
quicker.
I think, to be fair, once you've got the mechanics down entirely, 2 hours
I mean-
for a complete run with a big boss isn't
Yeah.
unrealistic.
So
We
Especially
only did
if,
half a
uh,
game. I suppose it took us about 3 hours by the time.
Yeah. And I mean, with the amount of souls we had a good 30 plus souls left that we could have spent buying a lot of equipment. I mean, we would have used some of that to level up a bit, but also we would have got much more shiny stuff. I think we forgot one of your bleed attacks,
Yeah.
Oh, we completely did.
and if we did,
Actually, that might have killed
that
it.
could have killed him.
But
Yeah.
again, we've
Just
got the
really-
stamina
Yeah.
points, which might have meant that we didn't kill it.
So
it's kind of
that's
swings
too
and
close
roundabouts.
to call, I think.
Mm.
Yeah, well, I think we'll have to go back, Pete. You'll have to edit the video when you
We won! Hooray! So I that's brutal, that game.
It is.
It is.
We really suffered on the first room, but after that,
It plays a lot like the video game.
is that quite brutal as well?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
literally die, repeat, die, repeat, die, repeat. It plays like this. When you die, your
Like it
souls
says,
get left.
You
at the-
died.
But
that's the tagline,
The
isn't
problem that a lot of these games have though is that you forget your modifiers. So we forgot the +1 stamina and
Yeah.
we forgot the bleed.
Again, I
You
think the
need-
thing is, there's only 2 bosses and 4 mini bosses. So I think again, it's not
You
too
get-
tricky
you
to
get used
remember
to it.
once
You
you've
get
played
used
it
to
a
it.
few
Yeah.
times. I think it's just a lot of
Yeah.
mechanics to remember the first time.
I
round.
definitely think that the amount of startup time it took us was mostly reading and working out how all
Yes.
the basics were. And once you get the basics down, which is fairly quick, the only problem you then have to
sorry,
deal
that
with
was
Sorry,
very
we made a mess
successful.
of it.
the only problem you then have is how to deal with a few situations like getting pushed into the wall.
Yeah, I know. I read it. It was just one of those weird ones where I was flicking through the book when you were changing the battery, and I was like, "Oh, that's how it gets."
These are
And then
separate.
completely can't find it
Cool.
now that I'm.
Do let us know if we missed any other things and mucked anything
I'm
else
sure
up,
we
because I'm
did.
sure there's loads. Leave a comment below. We'll probably have another little bit more of a detailed wash up later on that one.
I think we'll probably try and get back together and have another game as well. Don't you?
So from Robin and myself and our special guests, not Stu and Ben, thank you very much.
Guys, thanks for
Have a
watching.
wave.
Uh,
Bye.
So that was Dark Souls. We enjoyed playing it. It was good. I've played another game since we recorded the video, and I understood a bit more what I was doing. And yeah, it's good fun. The iterative process, I haven't really explored that yet. My main concerns about the game. It took so long, we didn't really get to have an iteration. But I played again with my son, and he enjoyed it, and we didn't. It doesn't seem to matter. There's something quite clever about the AI, the mechanic of fighting. It doesn't feel like the same game. It doesn't feel like you're doing exactly the same thing. I'm not sure why that is. And also, interestingly, I find with a lot of co-op games, they can be often kind of, I don't know how to describe it really, but kind of effectively you're just stacking the dice in your favour. So you're just trying to get the best combination of roles. I played Dead of Winter recently and Shadows over Camelot, and it is basically just trying to get the best. Seemed to me just trying to, maybe not Shadows over Camelot, but just trying to get the best probabilities of winning. And this game probably is the same, but it doesn't feel like it because there's quite a lot of alterations to the probability. And actually, on the first few goes that we've had, I'm not quite clever enough to work out what the things to do is. I think there's 2 reasons for this. One is that there's different dice, so you've got 2 or 3 different dice you can use, the black dice and the blue dice and the orange dice, and they have different sword numbers on them, so they do different amounts of damage. And sometimes you're doing one blue, one black. Sometimes you do 3 black -1, 2 black -1, and that's quite hard when you're just rolling ordinary d6. You're like, we need to go and get a 10. Well, we need to have so many d6 there to make that more likely than not. And this, I haven't got my head around that, so I didn't feel like I was grinding the numbers quite so much. And the other thing is that I really do like is the health stamina track. So your health is this side, your stamina is this side, and it fills up. So the more complicated things that you do, you use up stamina. And that means that there's another probability trade-off. Is what are the chances of me dying if I do this? If I use up my stamina here, what are the chances of me taking damage and actually dying? And I really quite like that. It adds another kind of balance and thing to think about, which I haven't really encountered in another game I've played. So that is good. Games, if there's a negative side, so far the game took a very long time. There's lots of details. The boss combat got very complicated. I still haven't quite got my head around that. I've only done one of those. I need to get to read that. I'm told you can get your games in under 2 hours. I'm looking at it at the moment and I'm thinking, how? Because we got to the mini boss, we didn't defeat him, so we've got to do it again. And we didn't even get to the boss. Now I know we're learning; it's always slow when you're learning. But I'd be interested to see whether I could get a game in certainly a 4-player game in under 2 hours. I'm suspecting not, but only time will tell. So that was Dark Souls. I hope you enjoyed that coverage. If you want to see more, want to see different bosses or something, then do let us know. Nobody ever writes very much in the comments, but if you feel that you want to see some more of it in action, then please do comment in the comments below. And I will hopefully get some painting stuff up there as well at some point. It might just be on Instagram, it might be a video, or it might be a little post on Geek Dad. It all depends on time and things like that. So hopefully we'll see that. But if not, I hope you've enjoyed Dark Souls, and I believe there's lots of interesting new Dark Souls stuff on the horizon, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays, although I want to get more familiar with the game before I do that. One thing I would say so far on my game is that I would definitely play this again. Obviously here at Age of Sigmar and Geek Dad we get loads of games, play lots of games, and find even good games, find you only play them once or twice. But Dark Souls are definitely going to persevere with. My son really likes it, he's 11, I think the age on the box is, can't read it from here, 14 I think it says. 14, but he's grasped it. He does like his probability, so that might be why, but he's grasped it and enjoys it, so we're playing a longer game over time, so we have to keep setting it up and taking it down. But we're enjoying that at the moment, so hopefully you can enjoy this game with your children too. So until next time, I'm not sure what we've got coming up, lots of good stuff no doubt, so thank you for listening, and we will see you soon. Bye!
Ben has the activation counter and
No. He's determined to get in on that line.
Ben here has the activation
Good
and
night.
Yeah,
I drink water.
You
So.
only drink water. So
very healthy.
your body's a temple.
And I thought we could have been friends.
Is their health?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's much too high.
I'm going to write a letter of complaint. This is too high.
His boss is not mini enough.
He's probably going to kill us. That's my prediction.
They have a gargoyle.
Do the maths now because I can roll 3 1s and 2 2s on here.
What do you need? Not to die?
3. That's an average of 2. It's an average of just over 1.
Yeah.
So that's just over average of just over 2 on those 2 dice, which isn't enough. So that's a 50-50.
But if you're with a reroll, it's 25%.
And that comes up 10 at a time.
Yeah, then you won't be able to do a good attack.
No, but if he does, he'll get 2 black in the rear.
No, only 1. Oh, I see what you mean. Focus.
We get to that point.